I'm Scott Rennick and I'm the incident commander of the North Peace Complex. So we saw the aggressive winds that were from the north through the cold front passage arrive probably about an hour earlier than predicted. We saw really what was the advance of a very large smoke front that was coming off the fires that were from either the north or Alberta, reducing visibility down to around 20 to 25 feet. So immediately we had to get our aviation assets. Our helicopters are all visual reference, so they can't fly if they can't see the ground. So they came back very, very quickly to the Fort St. John Airport. The fire started pushing with the north winds. It started pushing south, and then it started pushing southeast. And it was doing that for a number of hours, and then we saw the front passage that was further north, so it started pushing southwest. It was impactful, but it wasn't to the level it was predicted, where it was going to continue southeast towards the community of Fort St. John. It actually pushed out to the southwest, and that's where it predominantly kept moving into the evening and through the night. With that, we had to pull crews back to safe zones and staging areas just to make sure that they were safe. We did have the fire compromise the highway. The fire is burning on both sides at this point in time, from around the Beaton Airport Road south at this point by about 4 or 5 kilometers. So currently Highway 97 is single lane alternating with a pilot car, and will be for some time. Our fire behavior forecasting is based on the best information we have with the weather forecasting and with the conditions we've seen over the last number of days with the very aggressive fire behavior. It was showing us that the fire was going to push very strong to the southeast through the night. So that was why we took the precaution of recommending to the regional district and the city of Fort St. John that we put an alert on the city itself. So we're into what we call a recovery day at this time. So we have had a considerable growth of the fire on different locations. Even the backing fire on the north side, which would be against the wind, was still moving. So right now, the big one for us today is reorganizing our operations section. That's our heavy equipment, our air, our ground resources, to be able to effectively go at the fires. And again, coming up with a good plan and be able to go at it at night. We have a very large night shift that's going to be working on this fire. So we're working 24 hours a day and getting them set to be able to really start working what edges we can. And then tomorrow is the real day in which we'll commit action based on the plan that we're doing today. As we talked over the last number of days, we are in unprecedented drought conditions. Very aggressive fire behavior with temperatures that have reached 15, 20 degrees at times, even higher than the average. The most important piece for us is our staff safety and the public, and making sure that people are not in the way of what could be the expansion of the fire. So at this time, we are working with forecasting, with fire behavior modeling to make sure we have the best path forward in terms of which way the fire is going to go. Working with the communities, working with our partners, our First Nations partners, to ensure that they understand what the best data we have, what the best modeling we have with where the fires might go in the coming days, just so we're prepared for what that eventuality might look like. The real important point here is to remember that we are in an extraordinary situation right now in the Peace with these fires. We just need everyone to work together. We need to be safe as we move forward over the next coming days with what's going to come.